your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
Basha K. Ali!
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good thing to say, I doubt people stand up to something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Oh, good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Mayr in the Morning. Or do we like Good Morning with Chrissie Mayr better? I don't know. Let me know, guys. Oh my gosh, Christmas is coming. It's next Wednesday. Christmas is literally next week. Are we prepared? Guess what? Even if you're not prepared, I'm going to be doing a gift wrapping stream. Let's see. When's a good time to do it? I think tomorrow is a good day to do it. Stay tuned. I'm going to get all my stuff ready. I'm going to tell you do's and don'ts. I'm going to tell you how to wrap stuff, how to wrap strange objects. You're going to be, your friends and family are going to be like, are you gay? That's how good you're going to be able to wrap gifts. Anywho, I have an expert coming in just about 20 minutes or so. He is a drone expert. His name is Rob Russell. He is the owner of 2A TAC Drone Services. You guys, if you watch the show, you may have seen him in the chat. He's in the Simpcast chat often. And in fact, I believe he uses drones to rescue animals. So that's pretty cool. I know little to nothing about drones. So he's going to come on and talk about Drone Gate, why we're finding all these drones in the New York, New Jersey area, what it means. Some people think, I don't know, that the government must surely know what they're all about, but they're just hiding it from us, like they do many things. Let's see. Should we start with a little bit of gossip? Ooh, let's start with this ABC situation. This is very exciting for Trump. He sued ABC and George Stephanopoulos for defamation. This was from a show earlier this year. I believe it's March. It was March 2024. He had with Rep. Nancy Mace. Let's see. I'm going to pull up the information. This tweet's from Charlie Kirk. George Stephanopoulos and ABC are forced to apologize to President Trump and pay $15 million to settle a defamation suit. Trump filed a defamation suit against Stephanopoulos after the anchor and former Democrat operative asserted that Trump was found liable for R words, graping, during an interview with Rep. Nancy Mace back in March. After playing a clip, Stephanopoulos said, "You've endorsed Trump for president. Judges and 2 separate juries have found him liable for grape and for defaming the victim of that grape." Stephanopoulos was alluding to accuser E. Jean Carroll, a case in which she couldn't even remember the day or the year that the alleged assault took place, and for which New York State passed a 1-year law extending the statute of limitations so the case could proceed during an election year. So very sneaky tactics. It's been described as mob-like tactics, this New York judge. Stephanopoulos repeated that grape claim 10 times during the contentious interview with Mace, despite the fact that a jury actually determined that Trump was liable for sexual abuse in a civil case, not grape, which holds a clear legal distinction in New York. Legacy media down hard. This is a big win for Trump. Very, very exciting. $15 million. He certainly looks like an idiot. Wow, here's a clip from Lori Mills saying he didn't even abuse her. She made it up. Deb worked on her audiobook. What's this?
Well, their latest buzzword is weird.
Oh, right.
You know, it's
They're
like they
calling
pull
J.D.
test
Vance
these
weird.
words so they can indoctrinate people. You know, you structured crisis. Oh my gosh, they're going after Donald.
Knew her.
You knew
Oh, here
her.
we go.
E. Jean Carroll. I knew her.
You knew her.
I knew her.
You knew the cat.
I knew her
woman.
years ago, and the reason why I knew her is because
Deborah,
I was
tell us,
working at Simon
Deb.
& Schuster Audio. I was a managing editor there. We had the
Wow.
state-of-the-art studio for recording audiobooks, and she came in. We were publishing her book as a book through, excuse me, the other section of Simon & Schuster, and then we were publishing her audiobook.
Ooh.
And she would come into the studio.
Dish, Deb. Tell
and
us.
She was a nut then, and she's a nut today. And she was the talk of the staff in how crazy she was, and her
Deb,
flippant way of dealing with people and bragging about her sexual conquest and bragging about her sexual
so she was
activity,
harlot.
proclivity, understanding, etc. Was, in my mind, it was unacceptable, and it was grotesque, and it was all for the money.
Wow.
And see, for me, I always challenge people. Let's go into Neiman Marcus. You can come with me. We'll go into a dressing room and I'll scream. Let's see what happens.
Interesting. Come on, Deb. Give us more nuggets. Give us more dish. Let's see. Here is. Here are the papers that go with it. Are you guys interested in seeing the papers? Of the settlement. La 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 la. Well, looks good enough for me. So much winning. And I think they had to put an apology on the ABC website. Here is a clip of said interview. Okay, here's a clip of the interview where she talks about this. And George really tries his best to sort of back her into a corner and make her look bad. And she does here what I think is kind of a leftist tactic where she focuses on her own grape, and it kind of makes him look bad for even asking about it.
This morning. And you've endorsed Donald Trump for president. Judges and two separate juries have found him liable for rape and for defaming the victim of that rape. How do you square your endorsement of Donald Trump with the testimony we just saw?
Well, I will tell you, I was raped at the age of 16. And any rape victim will tell you, I've lived for 30 years with an incredible amount of shame over being raped. I didn't come forward because of that judgment and shame that I felt. And
she's making it about her.
It's a shame that you will never feel, George. And I'm not going to sit here on your show and be asked a question meant to shame me about another potential rape victim. I'm not gonna do that.
It's actually not about shaming you. It's a question about Donald
No, you
Trump.
are shaming me.
You've endorsed Donald Trump for president.
Right.
Donald Trump has been found liable for rape by a jury. Donald Trump has been found liable for defaming the victim of that rape by a jury. It's been affirmed by a judge.
It was not a criminal court case, number one. Number two,
those earrings are almost
shame.
So distracting.
And you're asking me a question about my political choices, trying to shame me as a rape victim. And I find it disgusting. And quite frankly, E. Jean Carroll's comments when she did get the judgment, joking about what she was going to buy, it makes it harder for women to come forward when they make a mockery out of rape, when they joke about it.
Yeah, and that clip that we just listened to from Deb during her time with her at Simon & Schuster, definitely confirms that she sounds like she was kind of a slut. E. Jean Carroll. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like she was a harlot, a lady of the night, and she came in just bragging about it. And and she was talking about, oh, how am I going to spend all this money?
It's not
Harder for
okay.
women to come forward when they
It makes it harder when other women joke about it, and she's joked about it. I find it offensive, and I also find it offensive that you're trying to shame me with this question.
I'm not trying to shame
You
you at
are.
all. In fact,
I have
called you
dealt with this
candid.
for 30 years. You know how hard it was to tell my story 5 years ago when they were doing a fetal heartbeat bill and there were no exceptions for rape, incest, rape or incest in there. I had to tell my story because no other woman was coming forward. No rape victims were represented. And you're trying to shame me this morning.
I'm just asking.
And I find it offensive. And this is why women won't come forward.
Women won't come forward because they're defamed by those who perpetrate rape. Donald Trump
they are judged and they're shamed. And you're trying to shame me this morning. I think it's disgusting.
I'm not shaming you at all.
I told my story. It took me 25 years to tell my story. I was judged for it. I still get judged for it today.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
And I answered it. You're shaming me for my political choices.
I'm asking you a question about why you endorse someone who's been found liable for rape.
All right, and it goes on and on and on. He says it multiple times. And they had to apologize. And ABC. Let me see if there is an apology on the abc.com abc.com on the website. Probably be on ABC News. And then we're going to bring in our guest, very exciting, who's actually early. I'm blown away by this. ABC News, let's see. Stephanopoulos, it's almost an impossible last name to spell. I have to constantly look it up. It's kind of a pain. Stephanopoulos. It's a big, long, annoying Greek last name. There, I said it. It's annoying. Let's see if they apologized. Maybe they haven't updated it yet. This is very exciting. It's just maybe this is a nice precedent to set that the legacy media is going to be found accountable for the things they say. And I think the $15 million is going towards his presidential library and to pay off his legal fees. Poor Snuffleupagus. You can't just be running your mouth like this, George. But you're going to have to apologize. Okay. Now, we have a very special guest today, and he is early, which none of the guests I've ever had have been early. It's kind of unprecedented. This was a topic I meant to talk about yesterday on Simcast, but we got tied up talking about girl subjects like we do. So, as you guys have heard in the news, drones have been spotted mostly all over New Jersey, in some parts of New York, and I don't know. He's here to tell us all what it means. Should we be concerned? Should we be scared? I feel like I'm concerned and scared, but maybe he can convince me otherwise. Welcome to the show. He's the owner of the 2A Tech Drone Services Company. First time on the show, Mr. Rob Russell. Oh my God. And he's got a legit podcast set up and everything and a cat
Chrissie.
on his lap. Wow.
Thanks for having me. Long time. Love the channel. Love the show.
Goodness.
This is Moose. He had a very quick checkup.
Moose. Oh.
We're a dog and cat family. So he just had to get a quick.
He looks like one of those meme cats.
Well, he has the frown face.
Yeah, he looks like the frowny face cat.
Yeah, that's what we've been told.
Let me look it up. Frowny. This is very important before we get to the subject. Frowning
you're not the
face
first
cat.
person.
Oh, absolutely. He's dead. He's a dead ringer.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Grumpy cat. Yes, Grumpy cat.
Yep.
Let's do a quick side-by-side comparison just to get it out of the way. Oh, your little face. Oh, yes. Yes, definitely. He could be a stand-in. How did you find him?
Oh, he's actually, we got him from New York. He is. Hold on one second. Sorry. Somehow one of my videos started playing in the background. He is a rag doll. We got him from a breeder in New York. I actually told my wife we would never have a cat in the house when I met her some 25 years ago. You can see how well that worked out. One one of my daughters finally broke me down. So we got Moose about 2 months ago.
Is it because like after the other animal, or like because she kind of looks like chocolate mousse? Like put her in a dessert glass or something.
Yeah, it's. I'm not really sure, but
who knows?
It's a color. It's a color, I think. Yeah.
She's cute. So let me bring up what some folks are saying about the drones, and also your background is you search for and like rescue animals using drones. Can you explain that a little bit to us?
Yeah. So I'm retired military, former police officer of 14 years, and only been doing this animal rescue thing for about 1.5 years. And I'm an FAA pilot for drones.
Ooh.
And basically, I do this full time. I go out and help people find missing dogs, mostly, but occasionally cats, and sometimes livestock. So sometimes horses, cows, you name the animal. I've looked for a few weird things, and we use thermal drones, and we use really high-end thermal drones. So these are like $20,000-$30,000 drones. So not like a Walmart drone. So
wow.
I know you've at least put one video up on. You played a little bit of one of my videos, but it's not the the only way you find lost pets, but it's certainly an up and coming way, and we've reunited a lot of people with their fur babies.
So sweet. Yes, you famously rescued a dog that had a bucket on. Was it a bucket on his head for 10 days?
Buckethead, yeah, 10 days was stuck on there up in Derby, Vermont.
Oh.
So that was, and just to be clear, it wasn't just me. It was a team of like 40 people working together. So I'm not taking the credit for that.
You can take all the credit.
No.
These people won't know the difference. Just take all the credit.
I love your mug, by the way. Much more.
Oh,
much cooler than mine.
I cannot believe it's not broken. I bought this from an actual Buc-ee's in Texas, and it made it all the way back to New York.
Well, that's what we named Buckethead after we rescued him, was Bucky.
Oh, so, Bucky.
Yeah.
The baby is obsessed. The baby's obsessed with this mug. I don't know. He always like looks at it when I drink out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
And I said,
so
one day,
these drones are made to find missing people. They're search and rescue drones. So this, they're made to find missing people in the woods primarily. So they work great on animals.
How many have you found any people in the woods with these drones, or mostly just animals?
So I've as a former cop, I have a lot of connections, and if any police or fire, I'm up in New Hampshire, Seacoast, New Hampshire. If they call me, I come out for free. I've done a few. I haven't found a living person yet. I've had a few where I helped assist with not living, but it still is helpful,
Yeah.
And I don't charge for those. And I just, it's nice because I do miss my law enforcement days, believe it or not. So,
yeah, it's good to have something to do, and it's good to still be helping people and animals. So I applaud.
And a lot of small departments don't have drone, they don't have drones, or they don't have the funds to have this technology. So
wow,
they appreciate it.
That's really cool. So you have been staying up to date on all this drone stuff happening in Jersey. From what I've been reading, some people are like, well, there's, the government's saying, well, we don't know, but they're not a threat. And then some other people are saying, well, there's no way the government doesn't know what these drones are, where they're from, what they're doing. And meanwhile, the people of Jersey are like, are they spying on us as we, put self-tanner on? What should we think, Rob?
I think it's the Canadians. I think it's Justin Trudeau and the Canadians.
What?
I do. I think they're about to invade. That's my theory.
For Canada?
No, I don't know. So it's in New Jersey, and I didn't come up with this all by myself. I've talked to a lot of other people in the industry, but in New Jersey, there's a lot of defense contractors that are building drones because obviously this is a future of warfare, whether we like it or not. I don't particularly like it, being a former infantryman, but anyway, it is what it is. So
it's like AI taking your jobs, basically.
It kind of is, and it's scary. But that being said, there's a lot of defense contractors in and around New Jersey. So when you had some congressman came out and said, "Oh, these are Iranian drones and they're spying on us, and there's a mothership out in the harbor." Please, first of all, they wouldn't have. So when you fly at night, you have to have anti-collision lights, and all of these drones are lit up, right? So they have these 3 nautical mile anti-collision lights. Obviously, a spy drone is not going to have, lights on it.
Huh. Okay.
So,
Right.
but these defense contractors, they fly at night because these are secret platforms. Okay, they don't want people to see it, but they still have to put the lights on it because if they crash, I mean the liability plus people die. I mean, it's terrible. So they're just testing these platforms, and they're big because they fly for hours, and the even the drones I fly, at best I might get 35, 40 minutes with a high-end battery set. So when they say these drones are flying for hours, that's not a typical fun, even a high-end commercial drone that I would have access to. So yeah, these are defense contractors. They're testing things. When the government says there's no threat nexus, well, there isn't, because they know that's what these are. So here's the self-perpetuating issue, and I am not doing this, but you have now tons of drone pilots trolling. This is what I think. So now all these drone pilots are throwing up their drones at night, which they're legally allowed to do as long as you have lights going.
Because people are just curious and want to know what the deal is, right? So they'll throw up their own drones.
I don't think it's curiosity. I think it's like, hey, I'm going to put my drone up in my town tonight. So in the next morning, I want to see if on my town Facebook page, people are like, oh my gosh, they're in my town now. That's what I think.
Okay.
That's just
so everybody's joining in on it.
I'm not, because it's not good for my industry. It's not good PR,
Yeah.
because it's paranoia. But so just personally, I think people are getting a little wild, and then of course it's building, and I mean, there's like 2 people got arrested for flying by Logan Airport in Boston. You can't do that. You can't fly over an airport. I mean, you have to get very, very special clearances. But if I wanted to fly over my neighborhood tonight, I can. I'm not going to, because of everything that's going on, unless I'm actually looking for a dog.
Right.
And when I go out, like, let's say I was looking for your dog. When I go out, I call whatever dispatch, whatever police department is in that area. So I actually call and I say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. I'm looking for a dog. Because that way, if people call them, they say, oh, there's a drone guy looking for an animal. So it's kind of like a preemptive, But yeah, no, it's not aliens. It's not the Canadians. It's not Justin Trudeau. At least I don't think.
He's going to spy on us in our healthcare. See how it's done.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But yeah, and then, like I said, you got some Yahoo drone pilots who are kind of adding to the delirium. And right, Moose? Yeah, Moose agrees.
Oh.
He agrees. Yeah. So it's kind of, we just need to chill out for a bit. And there's some other people saying it's a big distraction before the inauguration. I don't know. That's a theory, but who knows?
I think this all started, Rob, with the Chinese spy balloons.
Oh yeah.
They made us all paranoid. Made us like, what the hell? What the hell's in the air? Is it peeping on me? Is it watching me undress at night? Is it watching me put on my various postpartum lotions and girdles and whatnot? So I don't know.
Yeah, the Chinese don't need to watch you pump breast milk. They're interested in other places, Area 51 and other spots. So, and these drones that people are, taking photos of are way too low. And like I said, they're just testing them. That's all this is. But I do wish that the actual regular people who are flying them would stop. And maybe even the people testing the big ones would just chill out for a little bit so it can get out of the public light. But who knows?
Oof. Yeah. And then we have Senator Chuck Schumer, who wants to now call for a bill to deploy special drone detection tech across New York and New Jersey. He wants to give local law enforcement more tools for drone detection. To me, that just looks like he's seizing an opportunity for, more government.
Yeah. So we're in a point in this industry where we're hoping to get, for the professional pilots, actually to get the rules relaxed a bit So this is why I say it's not good for our industry. Plus, Chuck needs to learn how to barbecue. Do you know what I mean? He needs to learn how to grill a hamburger first before he worries about drones.
You don't
put the cheese on until you get
until the
burger.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Schumer
So that's what I mean. This paranoia is not good. Plus, only the FAA can make rules regarding drones. So some of these places they think they can make restrictions. Airspace is airspace. It's national airspace. So a town, a city cannot run their airspace, despite what some places think.
So this is Chuck saying our local people who have questions about these drones should not have to shake an 8-ball to get an answer. Idiot. He's an idiot even for just saying that. Let's do circles. Okay, now we're circles. It looks like a Mickey Mouse.
I love it.
Holding up a magic 8-ball. What an idiot. Schumer wants a 360-degree radar system produced by Dutch company Robin Radar Systems deployed to the New York and New Jersey region. The website of Robin Radar Systems notes, bird, bat, or drone. It sounds just like he wants to
it's
get
another
government contract. Yeah.
And how much is that going to cost? How many people are going to be employed by it?
Yep.
You know what radars cost? I mean, I don't know, but it's
probably a lot.
$100. Yeah.
He's saying the bird, bat, and drone 360 radar systems log thousands of observations, scanning every second to track and classify with precision. I mean, they're probably just want to track everything. You think they're going to just stop at tracking drones?
So drones already put out a unique identifier. So after I believe it was March of this year, every drone has to put out an ID. So they're already identified. In fact, there's an app you can get on your phone that if a drone is close enough, you can detect it and you can run that number and you can, as just a person, and you can figure out whose drone that was. So his radar system is completely unnecessary.
Interesting.
Shocking.
They want real answers, and the Robin can supply those answers. That's why we want them here. Governor Kathy Hochul said in a statement on Sunday, in response to my calls for additional resources, our federal partners are deploying a state-of-the-art drone detection system to New York State. Everyone's jumping on it. Fox News Digital reached out to DHS, Hochul's office, and Schumer's office for comment. DHS responds to congressional inquiries directly via official channels. Blur, blur, blur. Department of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas said during an appearance on ABC's This Week that some of the sightings have been drones, while some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones. He said, we know of no foreign involvement related to the sightings in the Northeast. Mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so, said Trump. He declared last week on Truth Social. So why can't they just be honest with the public?
I don't know. I think they should just say, hey, there's defense contractors testing these things. Again, I don't know that 100%. The other thing here, which is scary, right, is you get a lot of these people saying, hey, they're going to start shooting these things out of the sky. If you shoot at or hit a drone, it's an aircraft. The federal charge is no different than hitting a plane full of people.
Whoa.
It is exactly the same charge. No different.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Even if it's just a little drone, doesn't matter. So and I'm not saying like if the thing wasn't 10 feet, over my backyard, I'm not recommending anybody shoot at drones, but I'm just saying like a drone just going over your backyard, a couple 100 feet in the air. If you shoot at that thing, you're running a huge risk.
Yeah. It sounds like people are just getting spooked, rightly so, because
paranoia.
It's just not something we're used to. Thank you, push-ups. I saw a white drone floating above highway, trolling. Ooh.
Hey, push-ups. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm talking about the normal people now who are trolling, and it's not helpful.
Yeah.
Chucky Schumer probably has his drone up.
Mm-hmm. Push-ups again. Thank you, push-ups. So it's like the UFOs that were spotted in Nevada in the 60s when they were testing the SR-71. What's the SR-71, push-ups?
The Blackbird.
Oh.
It's a spy plane.
Ooh.
Really, really fast spy plane.
Wow. Do you think they use it to go to the store? Just like pick up a few things.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the beer runs and whatnot.
That's what they should be using to help find the animals.
I think it might be a
Ooh.
little fast.
Fealty just sent me something. This is interesting. The FAA is about to lose their control over drones on December 20th. Odd timing for this drone craze. Oh, maybe they're just trying to basically.
I hadn't heard that.
House lawmakers want to extend expiring counter-drone authorities. Illicit drone use in the U.S. are on the rise, and House lawmakers want to ensure. Oh, this is so sneaky. This is like backdoor. This is how they want to get it done.
Well,
Ensure
they've been trying to ban like Chinese drones and stuff. So that's been another theory that this hysteria might be manufactured.
Mm-hmm. Like they do with gun control. It's imperative to pass new legislation to ensure current drone countering authorities are extended. The current drone countering authorities, authorized as part of the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2018, will expire next week on December 20th. Under the law, counter-drone authorities were given to the Department of Homeland Security and the DOJ. These agencies have the power to use advanced detection technologies to identify, track, and mitigate drones. It's imperative that we not only make sure that the current authorities are extended to protect our national security, but also work together to responsibly reform the current legal authorities that provide federal agencies with critical tools to mitigate credible threats posed by UAS. What is UAS?
Unmanned aerial system.
Oh. So that could be
a drone. It means a drone.
Or an alien.
Yes.
Okay.
Says Rep Fluffer.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. They just want, maybe they're stirring up paranoia to pass legislation.
Yeah. The timing is very odd because the Chinese drone ban just got shot down too. And that's been very controversial, basically saying you can't import Chinese-made drones. And I know that may sound like it makes sense, but the Chinese make some of the best drones out there. And those are the drones I currently use, and they're amazing.
Oh.
And the cost, the price is really good. A lot of public safety agencies use them, and they're saying that they're using them to spy on us. And I don't know, but they're very good. They work great.
You know what's great about the Chinese drones? You can always tell when something wrong. Or the drone says to you, "We too low."
Oh, the plane crash?
Mm-hmm.
When they called him the fake. Oh, that was great. I mean, not great.
No, not great. That part is terrible.
Very sad, but.
Mm-hmm. The legislation also aims to strengthen public safety in communities across the country. It would require DHS to establish a counter UAS mitigation pilot program under which select state law enforcement could operate UAS mitigation systems. Basically, what? To shoot down unauthorized drones?
I mean, the military already has this technology. They have stuff that can take drones down specifically. So I don't know. I don't know enough about this, but this technology exists.
Maybe they just want to get it to, I don't know, local police, get the same technology to, I don't know, to local cops.
Cops need to worry about crime, like crime, not an occasional drone that some Karen calls about.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would be worried if I saw a drone like floating around my yard, or, I would just try to maybe slingshot it down.
Good luck.
Okay, that's interesting. So we shouldn't be worried, Rob.
I would not be worried based on what I know. But I mean, I'm not exactly like in the know like I used to be. But like I said, I think there's a lot of regular drone pilots that are adding to the paranoia by putting their drones up and just messing around. Like it's like a giant trolling. And it's the self-perpetuating thing here that, it's not helping.
Filthy says Amazon's automated AI drone delivery has been in the works for nearly a decade. They could be clearing the skies for this and choosing winners. Oh, yeah. There's this drone race going on, and Everybody wants to get on top of it. Hold on. Billionaire Mark Anderson describes what caused him to endorse Trump. Let's see.
We had meetings in DC in May where we talked to them about this, and the meetings were absolutely horrifying, and we came out and basically decided we had to endorse Trump.
What did you hear in those meetings?
AI is a technology basically that the government is going to completely control. This is not going to be a startup thing. They actually said flat out to us, don't do AI startups. Like don't fund AI startups. That's not something that we're going to allow to happen. They're not going to be allowed to exist. There's no point. They basically said AI is going to be a game of 2 or 3 big companies working closely with the government, and we're going to basically wrap them in a, I'm paraphrasing, but we're going to basically wrap them in a government cocoon. We're going to protect them from competition. We're going to control them, and we're going to dictate what they do. And then I said, well, I don't understand how you're going to lock this down so much, because like the math for AI is like out there and it's being taught everywhere. And they literally said, well, during the Cold War we classified entire areas of physics and took them out of the research community, and like entire branches of physics basically went dark and didn't proceed. And that if we decide we need to, we're going to do the same thing to the math underneath AI.
Wow.
And I said, I've just learned 2 very important things.
That's
because I wasn't aware of the former, and I wasn't aware that you were, even conceiving of doing it to the latter.
Okay, well, that's not concerning at all. They're just going to take it over.
Pause.
Let me see. We got another article to bring up. Oh, Amazon. Let's see. Amazon 8 years ago. Oh, they could deliver by drone. That would be kind of strange.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies out west that are like right on the verge of. Amazon is just one of them. There's a bunch that are getting ready to try this mass, but it doesn't quite work. They've had a lot of problems.
What if you have something really heavy? What if I had a big green screen delivered to the house? There's no way this little bitty drone could carry
it. Does not work with large packages. And then there's all kinds of problems because you land the thing. What if somebody grabs onto it? What if there's something on the ground, like a car or a person, an animal?
Or chipmunk.
Dogs will grab drones. So some of them like drop a cable, but something can grab the cable. So they've had a lot of issues. There's whole videos you can watch on this, but it's complicated and it's not, there's a lot to it. It sounds really futuristic and neat, but it's problematic. And for them to make it work, they have to really mass produce this. So they have to have a ton of drones delivering a ton of small packages for them to, for it to be profitable. And so far, it's not working.
And then aren't they going to bump into each other?
Yeah. And then if it falls out of the sky, they're having like a parachute on it. But I mean, you have to mitigate where is it going to land? And even if it doesn't land on a person and say it lands in a road, now it could cause a car accident, and now you're responsible. So I've been following this. So there's a ton of liability in this.
Yeah.
And then you're in my airspace because I'm looking for your pet, and these things are buzzing around because somebody, wants their, I don't know, shaving cream or something. And I'm trying to find your dog.
You can't get up your ass and go to the CVS. Go get the damn shaving cream.
Yeah. So and I mean, as cool as it sounds, do any of us want a sky full of these things? I don't. No, and I'm in the business. I'm in the business.
How cute. Oh, yeah. What was it? Let's see. What did he order? Look at this fat fuck. You should be getting off your ass and going to the store. You ordered, what did he order even?
A T-wrench.
A sex toy. I guess it is good for something that you're like embarrassed. Yeah. Wow.
Embarrassed. What if it falls out of the sky and the package opens up on your lawn and you're not home?
And you're like, I'm sorry. You have to explain to the neighbors like that's my dildo that I ordered.
Or if it lands in your neighbor's yard.
Oh, wow. Look at this. And it just poops it out.
See, now there you have to put down a little landing pad. But what about now that piece of paper? What if it's windy and that thing blows in your neighbor's yard and now it lands? Like I said, there's a million what if it's inclement weather? There's a million issues, and that's the problem. Is it's not about the 1,000 packages that make it. It's about the one that doesn't and lands in the road, and somebody turns to miss it. And now you just caused a major accident. People die.
Yeah.
If you think about aviation, it's one of the safest things to do is flying a plane. But you start filling the air with drones, especially ones that aren't actually being piloted by people. Could be dangerous.
I think it's going to also look messy. It's going to ruin everybody's, I don't know.
That's what I mean.
View.
It's like, some scene from the Jetsons where you just look out and it's just like flying cars everywhere,
I think people that pay a lot for nice real estate, like they would be pissed, like, oh, their nice views are ruined by seeing a bunch of drones flying around.
Yeah. And at 400 or 500 feet, most drones have to be below 400 feet. They're not particularly loud, but when they start to come down, I mean, they can get noisy. So there's noise pollution. There's, like I said, I would not want just my backyard, just the view just full of these things. Neither would moose.
Why can't they just drop it in your chimney?
Maybe you end up with like a chute on top of your house. That'd be like a new feature.
Yeah.
In homes.
Like a landing pad on your roof. Push-ups. The proposed U.S. military plan to defend Taiwan, codenamed Hellscape, involves using mass kamikaze drones to sink Chinese ships. Secrecy makes sense. Oh, push-ups. How do you know all this?
Flying drones, push-ups, or the little boat drones, or both? Because the Ukrainians have used both.
I don't know. Why can't they just make up a reason? Be like, we're planning something for next year's Thanksgiving parade. Just drones are gonna hold the balloons. Okay, maybe push-ups. I just think everyone is on edge after COVID, after the Chinese spy balloons. We need answers.
And you know what? Here's the thing, right? So airspace is a finite thing. There's only so much of it. So should you be using airspace to deliver your can of Barbasol? That's what I'm saying. So using airspace to save a life, to deliver blood, if somebody, to a hospital, there's a bunch of good uses for it, I think, for drones. But maybe that's the answer, is they just limit and they say, listen, there's just certain things we're not going to allow because it will congest it too much. And one of those things is delivering these little packages. Because if you do that, like I said, for them to make money, they have to put so many of those things in the air. They have to mass produce. And there's going to be a lot of them all the time.
Rob, when drones save people's lives, is it something like this?
I've seen this video.
Does
this
it go
poor
down
lady.
Like this, where this lady gets spun around? Is it drone?
Oh,
is this going to be
awful?
Life-saving? This woman was shaken and stirred.
Yeah,
she was 70-something years old. I think she lived after this.
Yeah, I've seen this video. There's a line that, if I understand correctly, that stabilizes the stretcher, and it broke or it came off. So yeah, that's the yikes.
What happens to a person when you're being spun around this many times?
Yeah, I mean, I seem to remember there's a ride at the fair like that. There used to be.
And it's like, I'd be like, you know what? Put me just back down and leave me in the desert. Okay. Like whatever's like this kind of spinning I could handle. Oh, well.
Yeah. If she didn't have a head injury, she probably does now.
It's all worth it because she went viral.
She did.
Let's see. With legislation, only the big companies can sift through it, create a scare, and then regulation, and then you protect Amazon and big companies from smaller competition. Oh, that makes sense. The government wants to get their greedy mitts on it. Muffin's screwing around in my equipment. Let's see. Elon Musk regulation was one of the most frustrating things we had to deal with when starting SpaceX. The regulatory stuff was very difficult for starting SpaceX. The environmental approvals certainly were proven very difficult, much more so than we expected. What can be very frustrating is that regulation is often irrational. It doesn't make any sense, but you've got somebody who simply is executing a set of rules independently of whether those rules make sense. You can try to convince them that rules don't make sense and they won't listen to you. Probably regulation is the most annoying thing. Oh, this was from 2003 when Elon, before he had his hair plugs.
Oh, yeah. That's why we don't need Chucky Schumer and his radar dish.
We executed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't need you, Chuck Schumer. I don't trust a word out of his filthy mouth. Oh, this is just
rules. Independent of whether those rules make sense.
Okay, it's just the same thing I read. Very interesting. Explain to me the process for how you find a lost pet with a drone. I think that's so fascinating.
So it's most effective if I'm able to get out pretty quick, like usually less than 48 hours or less than 24 hours. So we go out with the pet owners to the as close as we can to wherever the last sighting was or wherever the pet ran off from. And there you go.
We found one.
What's the name of your dog?
This is Waffles.
Waffles. Hey, Waffles. Waffles meet moose. So basically, I have a truck, a Suburban, fully set up for droning. And so we go out to that site. I set up, put the drone in the air, and I just start a search pattern. And you can, depending on the terrain, you can sometimes get a mile or more. But you essentially can cover hundreds and hundreds of acres in just a few hours. And that's the huge advantage of a thermal drone. Is a lot of these dogs where I go are very rural areas. So I don't typically search in cities. I search in the backwoods of Vermont, New Hampshire, where these dogs are way, way out, in the woods or swamps. And they're generally pretty easy to find as long as I'm going in an area they are. Obviously, if I'm not searching in the right area, I'm not going to find them. And then if I find a dog, the owners are at the back of my truck. They're watching on a 24-inch screen. They're seeing the whole thing that's on my monitor. If I locate the dog, I actually mark the dog's location with the GPS on the drone. I have a QR code comes right up on the screen. They scan it with their phone, and then their dog or their horse or whatever, the exact location shows up on their Google Maps on their phone. And this is part of this whole system. So now I give them a two-way radio. And this is actually another license I have. I have an FCC. I'm a licensed radio station, but I'm not playing records. So I
WDOG.
Yeah, right. I like it. So basically, I'm sending them out now to go get their dog, and I'm updating them with the radio as the drone is at usually 300-400 feet. The dog doesn't hear the drone. It doesn't react to the drone. And if the dog moves, if it's doing anything, whatever, I'm just updating them. And generally, they're able to get their dog.
Are they able to talk to them through the drone? Be like, hello, come home, Waffles. Just follow the drone.
No, but I get them to the drone, and having that ability to put that pin on their Google Maps is great, because it's like these people aren't always, outdoorsy, woodsy people that can follow a map. And that brings them right to Moose is purring. So it's a really good system. And yeah, so it's good. I obviously don't find all the dogs. I wish I did. I don't, but I find a lot.
What if you think it's a dog and you're like, oh no, it's just somebody's kid and they're running around in the woods?
So this drone has a 200 power zoom. So when I see on the thermal, like I'll see like a red blurb. With the regular camera, I just zoom right in, and I can count blades of grass from 400 feet in the air. So I know I'll figure out what it is. If it's a deer, we see deer all the time. If it's a porcupine, if it's a chupacabra, that's a joke. But yeah, we're able to figure out what it is. Because one time I thought it was a dog, and then I zoomed in and it was a black bear. So it's like, yeah, we don't want to send you the bear.
Be like, look, we didn't find your dog, but here's a bear.
Yeah, no, it was a mama with her cubs. I'm like, because a woman thought it was her dog because she had a black dog, and I'm like, hold on a second, and I zoomed in. It was a black mama bear with her cubs. I'm like, yeah, we don't want to send you out there.
This is why you don't get black dogs. It's part of dog racism, but also, yeah, you don't want it to be confused for a bear.
Yeah, that would have been bad. But But yeah, no, I mean, sometimes people call me and they haven't seen their dog in 2 weeks, and it's a, you know, I tell them it's a long shot because I charge for what I do. I do a lot of charity work, but most of what I do, I charge for, and I'm not cheap. But
how much is it to find a dog? You know what? I'd probably be willing to pay several tens of dollars to find my
tens of dollars. I mean, it varies greatly, but sometimes I'm driving 4 to 5 hours one way to get to these folks. So it can easily be over $1,000, or more. But it varies greatly, and a lot of it varies based on mileage. But when people call me up and they tell me, hey, I haven't seen my dog in a few weeks, I tell them this is going to be a real long shot. But usually people call me and the dog just ran off, or it ran off last night. And then, there's a pretty good shot.
Okay. What's the window you would say most people have to find the dog? How long?
Well, I have typically called it anything anything less than 24 hours, I consider very fresh.
Okay.
48, I still consider fresh, but anything over about 2 days, if there hasn't been a sighting, it's getting much less. I just lost an ear, but anyway, I don't know where that went. Anything. I didn't even know that my camera
follows you.
Wow, technology.
That is pretty cool.
So, it less than 2 days, less than 48 hours, I consider we've got a good shot. But over that, it's getting pretty risky. And I tell them, I lay it out. I tell them this is a long shot. And sometimes for people, I think it's like they're giving it that one last shot because, this dog is a family to them.
Yeah. We would pay $1,000 to get you back, Waffles.
Yeah. And they know. So I don't sell false hope. I tell them this is very well, we're not going to find your pet. And they understand. And they're not upset if we do. They're not upset at me if we don't find their dog at the end. They understand it was a long shot. So, yeah. Because this is our family. We love these guys. Yeah. I mean, I've looked for cows for people. There's not love there. That's a financial investment.
People don't love their cows. That's horrible.
It's different, because that's a bull. That's a financial investment.
Okay.
But certainly pets are 100%. It's right here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Also, I've noticed the drones, people can probably pull them down. If they fly too babies and kids, when I feed the baby, he always manages to find the drawstring on my sweatshirt and then keeps pulling till it's all the way out. That's his new thing he likes to do.
Well, that's what I mean with those Amazon drones. When they get on the ground, I've had dogs run right at my drone when I'm landing, and these aren't dogs that I'm searching for. That's just other people in the area. So I have to tell people, hey, keep the dogs back, because sometimes dogs think it's a toy. And the drone that I run, the blades they can hurt you. I've never had it hurt anybody, but I'm like, hey, hold on to your dog. We don't want to have another, someone, it's a big drone.
Yeah. Let me see. If the people ship their animals, is your drone able to pick up on it? Oh, I thought this question was pick it up, like one of those grabby things.
A claw, like the claw. I
just fly through the air holding the dog. Don't worry, we'll get you home.
My drone can pick up 15 pounds, and people have asked me, could you get a claw on there, like the thing at the at the pizza parlor? I'm like, well, I mean, we could try.
It would have to be sleeping, and then you'd scare the crap out of it to pick it up.
The little chip that the vet puts in, the little RFID chip that it looks like a grain of rice.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think that is a GPS.
Ooh.
It is not. It is strictly a scanner. So when your pet goes into the vet, they take the scanner and they go near their back because they typically put it here. And in fact, Moose is getting it in 2 weeks when he gets his balls cut off. Right,
Moose? Yeah. Moose maybe wants to keep his balls.
Well, they're getting removed.
Oh, no.
So that is just a scanner. So if your pet goes missing, you can register it as a missing pet. The other thing I want to throw out there, and this is actually a really good educational thing, is people will put AirTags on their pets. So here's the deal with the AirTag, or the Samsung version that's, for droids. So those have to be within about, I think it's like 30 to 50 feet of a phone to work. So they work good in a city. So like you're in New York, they would actually be of pretty good value. But if you're out in the country, the only thing they're going to really show you is the last place that your dog was near. I think Moose wants to jump away. All right. It's just going to show you the last place that your dog was near a phone. So people think it's a GPS. Like, in other words, they think it's communicating with satellites. They're not. They have no function with satellites. So if your dog or cat happens to like run down the road and a car goes by and someone has a phone, yes, you may get a little blip on the map. But the second they go into the woods, that's it. So are they useless? No. But they're of limited value unless you're in a big city. The other thing is those GPS collars they have, and I'm not recommending any brand. Those things, you have to charge those every like 3 to 7 days.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why. I don't know why they can't come up with a battery that lasts a month. And they're already giant. They look like,
oh no,
they're these huge bulky collars.
They're not aesthetically pleasing.
So I've already gone on searches for people that already had dogs that got lost. They bought these super expensive collars. You have to pay monthly fees. And then they just forget to charge them. And then the dog runs off again. So you've got to charge these things like every 3 days. And then even then, when the dog runs away, they're only good for a few days. Then they go dead. So they're not even a sure thing.
That doesn't make sense because most people like leave their collars on their dogs and just forget about them, or their harness. They're not taking them off every day.
You have to be like in a real dedicated, like, set your alarm or something. So between the AirTags and even the GPS collars, it's the real answer is don't let your dog run off.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of land here. We have invisible fence, and my dog Echo, my lab Echo, I mean, he just knows it. He hasn't run off, and I'm not saying he won't, but he knows his boundaries, and he's good. He's got a couple acres, and he's a happy lab.
I think now that Moose knows what his future is, he might be making a break for it.
He's causing he's knocking some stuff over. That's fine.
He's pissed you're gonna take his balls. He's trashed the joint.
He's not happy about it.
Poor Moose. Push-ups, I'll DM you. It was in the Washington Post. Okie dokie. Deranged lunatic. What's creepier? Wait, what's creeper? Find your dog or get a new one?
I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know. He's
like a creeper finds your dog?
I'm not sure. Deranged lunatic doesn't really make sense. Maybe he's trying to say what's creepier? Oh, like you bring back a different dog? I don't know. I don't know what he means.
I've never found the wrong dog. That's what, we don't like get like different models. We're like, hey, I happen to find this dog. Is this one going to work for you?
Big look. This is a little bit of an older model, but just as good. Not as many miles on it. Oh my goodness. Very interesting, Rob. Okay, so in summation, everyone, do not worry about the drones. If you're watching us from New Jersey, looking out the window with binoculars, worried, you can just relax because the government's taking care of us. No, they're just probably testing them for something, and it's going to be okay. Rob,
the government is here to help.
Yes.
There's nothing to worry about.
If anybody loses their dog in the New Hampshire area, and how far out will you go? Like if somebody loses their dog?
I've gone to the New York border. I've driven basically I cover all of Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont.
Okay.
And if you look up that name, I've got a YouTube channel that's growing. I literally started my X account 2 days ago. So when you're like, hey, are you on Twitter? I'm like, yes, I am. So it's a very, very new X account, which is 2A Drone Services.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also on Facebook. So if you look up my Facebook page under that name, 2A TAC Drone Services, you'll see it with the with this logo, little shield with wings.
Yes,
So, yeah,
follow it now. Don't wait until your pet goes missing, because then you'll be scrambling. Be like, who was that guy? What was his name? Just follow him now.
Yeah,
And-
no, I really appreciate you having me. Like I said, long time fan. When I'm doing these long drives, I listen to you guys. So I'll, in fact, a lot of the places I drive, there's no coverage. So I'll, do the download thing on YouTube because I have YouTube Prime. So
oh, cool.
I save
Awesome.
it because I'm in like these back roads of Vermont. It's kind of
What if,
frightening sometimes.
Rob, what if somebody's like, I lost my dog, but I'm in Texas. Do you have a referral program?
Yes. So I'm on some pages with a bunch of folks that do this all across the country. So I have, in fact, I had someone from Texas contact me a few weeks ago, and I was like, well, I can't go to Texas, but I threw the information on the page and I was able to get them someone. So there are people that do this all across the country. What I can, let me throw this out there real quick. If you put on Facebook that you have a lost dog, or cat, you will get inundated with scammers. So all you have to do is put that specific language, like, hey guys, everybody in town, be on the lookout for, Fluffy. And you will get hit with these bot accounts, and they're out there in force. They have several of them have my videos and my picture on them.
No way.
And a bunch of guys I work that do what I do. They steal all of our footage. So be extremely careful. There's a couple that say, we'll find your pet with satellites. And I mean, I'm just like, I know people that have given these people thousands of dollars.
Oof.
They're just overseas scammers. It's the usual suspects. Moose,
The
you're
Indians.
making a massive.
They're going to ask for Bob's and Vagine, and then they'll pretend they're going to find your pet.
But seriously, people, they're in a tough spot. They're hurting. And these people are like, yeah, 100%. I'm going to find your dog or your cat. And these people shell out a ton of money and they don't do anything. Well, they do. They take your money.
Wow, that's horrible. Oh, Drain's Lunatic, he meant to say cheaper, not creeper. Oh, is it cheaper to just get a new dog? Actually, maybe.
Ask the person. You'd have to ask them. I don't think so. I think most people, they want their dog back.
Because they have a relationship already.
They do.
Dog.
It's very sentimental.
Aww.
Sometimes I'm looking for dogs that are like 20 years old, blind, deaf. They're on their last leg, but they mean everything to these people. Seriously, I get those calls a lot.
And the dog was like, "Look, I walked out to the woods so that I could die away from
lay
you people."
down and possibly call it a life, and sing the life song from the Star Wars Christmas show.
Life Day.
Life Day. Yeah, what a great show. I love that. Watch it every year with the family.
Ew, do you really?
No.
No. That's horrible.
Terrible. It's nightmare fuel. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. But watch out for the scammers, please.
Okay.
We don't need to be giving them any money.
That's a good tip. And well, maybe we'll have to check in with you again, Rob, if this drone gate if this drone's on, if these problems continue.
All right.
Thank you for coming on. It was great to hear you drone on about this subject.
Chris, you're awesome. The team's great, and it's real blessing to have me on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob. Okay. Anytime. Love you. Thank you, chat. Bye.
All right, we'll see you.
Wow, that's Rob. Everybody follow him. And I don't know. Now I'm scared about losing the dogs. No, they won't go anywhere. They know where their kibble is buttered, right? Okay. Should we talk about one more thing before we go? Yes, we should. This is gossip. Hot gossip. It's in the Trump family, which we'll probably be seeing more of, since they'll be the first family again. Donald Trump Jr. and Bettina Anderson get out of Dodge. Ooh, they were seen canoodling. They jet off to Madrid after confirming romance. Getaway ads. After a whirlwind week that saw them go public with their romance and confirm the end of his engagement, Donald Trump Jr. and Bettina Anderson decided to get out of Dodge. Oh, this is from Daily Mail. The new couple appeared eager to escape as they were snapped awaiting a flight to Madrid at Miami Airport last Thursday. It is unknown if Madrid was their final destinations. Trump Don Jr. is 46, Bettina is 38, enjoying a Diet Coke and a beer at a high table near their flight near a gate. The president-elect's eldest son looked casual and wearing a favorite plaid blue shirt, jeans, and a baseball cap. Bettina also kept it low-key, yet effortlessly glam in a tan sweater and black pants, with her blonde locks pulled back in a neat ponytail. It's unclear whether the trip is for business or pleasure. I think pleasure. However, it's safe to say the lovebirds are keen to get as far from prying eyes as possible after setting off a media firestorm earlier this week. But aside from an eyewitness at the airport on Friday, the two went virtually unnoticed. Ooh, as they waited for their flight. Yeah, they do kind of look like regular people. I guess that's the point. The weekend escape comes after Don Jr. was reported to have hard launched his new girlfriend at his father's Mar-a-Lago club. What a strange sentence. Hard launched his new girlfriend. I'm clicking on this. Oh, he split up from Kimberly Guilfoyle. Yeah, I guess you don't want to have to spend like the next 4 years. Oh my God, these ads. I can't. They're clearly in love. Ooh. Wow. Okay, they're cute. They look like they go together. Oh, okay. She's a Palm Beach socialite and Republican it girl. They run the same circles. They met attending events at Mar-a-Lago. Dawn has been chomping at the bit to show her off at Mar-a-Lago. She's been there before, but they were more discreet. Oh, look how cute. I like them together. This lady, she's a little busted looking. Kimberly Guilfoyle. Was this before and after? No, these are the two. So you can go, she's way prettier. This woman's done stuff to her face. Oh, she used to be cute. Oh, how sad. Let's take a look through the years. Kimberly Guilfoyle. But first, a 7-Eleven ad. Oh, come on. Da, 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 da. He's bewitched by Bettina, her looks, her smarts, her pedigree. Who says that? Now that Kim is out of the picture, the relationship is going to get even more serious. The couple's dalliance was only publicly confirmed this week by the Daily Mail. Photos of their intimate dinner date. How old is this? How old is this article? Oh my God, just from 3 days ago. Oh boy. For the rest of the world, speculation reached a fever pitch this week. They were seen holding hands at Bettina's 38th birthday. Oh, he was lavishing her with birthday gifts. 2 days later, they were at Mar-a-Lago. Wow. Oh, she's cute. Me likey. Okay, very chic. You know who she looks like? She looks like Evil Ovia, aka Candace Horbox. Ooh, canoodling. I wonder how long they've been cozy for. Almost the same height. How tall is Don Jr.? Okay. Let's see. Did they talk about the divorce? Guilfoyle's the ambassador to Greece. Oh, as a consolation prize. Oh, man. Oh, that's nice. She can be busy with that. She's putting on a brave front because she was crushed about Don's very public betrayal. Oh, he cheated. Oh, snap. Once Don fell for Bettina, the writing was on the wall for Kimberly. The split was going to happen quietly after the election. But the Daily Mail's photos preempted that. Whoops. It's pretty humiliating, says an insider, despite the photographic evidence and mounting rumors in recent months indicating their split. Guilfoyle had remained on the scene as a faithful Trump campaign advisor. Good for her. And she was snapped alongside his family at the president's victory party last month. I mean, what else is she going to do? But her presence at political events wasn't enough to quell speculation, as her notable absence at recent family events sparked curiosity. Don Jr. has kept mum about the breakup in an apparent bid to keep up appearances. Tuesday, he congratulated his estranged fiance in an ex-post. How long were they engaged for? I'm so proud of Kimberly. She loves America, and she was, this is scandalous. He's like, bye, enjoy Greece. I mean, does she go to Greece? I don't know. Wow. Now Donald Jr. spends his nights at Anderson's relatively modest $860K townhouse in West Palm Beach. Her place is only a mile from Mar-a-Lago. How convenient. Ooh. All right. Well, best of luck to Kimberly Guilfoyle. I wonder how long were they together? How long were Don Jr. and Kimberly Gill? Finally confirmed the split. I have to know. Yeah, I guess she just goes to Greece. Oh, don't we love gossip? Donald Trump Jr. finally confirms split with Kimberly Guilfoyle, as if we didn't know. I guess everyone. I didn't see this coming. I guess I was not paying attention. Kimberly and I will, page 6, never stop caring for each other. We'll always keep a special bond. Sure. The people of Greece are getting an absolute star, and now the whole world will see it. Yeah, go to Greece. Bye. She'll find a nice Greek man. Greece man. She'll find a Greek man. The wedding is still on. That's funny. I could not be more proud of her. Yada yada yada. Her and Bettina came out a couple days ago. And she was there to meet Dawn, ringing the New York Stock Exchange bell. And everyone knows when the girlfriend meets the dad, it means the relationship is serious. Oh, poor Kim. But honestly, I don't really see them together. I don't know. I think she just looks like more intense, more kind of serious than him. Guilfoyle's fashion and makeup blunders never quite suited the Trump White House style, and she reportedly loves the social scene more than Don Jr. does. Oh, Bettina Anderson is thought to be a better match both in personality and profile. It was a messy breakup. Ooh, they were seen fighting in public. Well, at least they don't have kids together, right? The split was friendly. The Trump family is still enamored with her. Even before she and Don were together, she was close with the family. Okay, well, go enjoy Greece. Guilfoyle sported her engagement ring in the election day photo. She hasn't posted any new pics of herself since. Maintaining her dignity and silence in the midst of gossip is probably her best move. And look, it's barren. All right, well, have fun in Greece. See you later. Don Jr.'s getting an upgrade. Okay, I have to go check on the bean. Thank you for watching Mayr in the Morning. And thank you to our friend Rob from 2A TAC Air Ops Drone Services. Follow him on Twitter at 2A Drone Services. Very interesting, cool guest and friend of the show. So we'll have to have him back. All right. Thank you guys for watching. And I will be doing a gift wrapping stream. Yes, I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. That's the goal. And working on some other interviews and such. Yeah, my God. Guys, Christmas is next week. I'm freaking out. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.